All right, everyone. Well, once again, my name is Shane, and I'm with Professional Networkers, and today is another part of our 12-part training series about maximizing your business. Now, we spoke last week about transfer factors and understanding what they are. Well, this week, it's kind of a part two to that, as well as adding on how to market transfer factors. So today's presentation is entitled Understanding Transfer Factors and How to Market Them. And again, I want to just impress upon everyone that please, if you have screen share, go ahead and turn that on now. We're going to get into the presentation. You're going to see a lot of really in-depth information about transfer factors, in-depth information about the immune system in general, and just some really good information to help you fully understand exactly what transfer factors are and how they affect the immune system, how they affect the body. And then we're going to get into how to market them. Today there will be some testimonials that will be shared, as well as other great information about studies and things available on 4Life's transfer factor and transfer factor molecule in and of itself. So let's go ahead and get started here. Understanding transfer factors and how to market them. Okay, transfer factors cause B cells to produce antibodies. All right. Now, antibodies are like wanted posters floating around through your body with a picture of the germ. Okay. Once they're created, they stimulate the fastest immune response. So your body creates these antibodies, and once those antibodies are created, they help to stimulate the fastest immune response. They help your immune system to work more quickly at identifying and eradicating these germs. The faster the immune response, the less likely you are to feel sick, and in some cases, you may never even know there's a virus in your system. Transfer factors carry antigen information to your immune system. Oops, sorry about that. Transfer factors carry antigen information that antibodies do not contain, which gives your immune system a greater range of influence against various pathogens. Now, again, if you have screen share, some of the wording here and some of this information is very in-depth, so I'm going to repeat that for those of you who don't have screen share and want to take notes. Transfer factors carry antigen information that antibodies do not contain, which gives your immune system a greater range of influence against various pathogens. A transfer factor can cause your immune system to respond beyond what your immune system has experienced, or even what the previous host, which in our case is a chicken or cow, even gives you more immune response above what the previous host was exposed to as well. Now, sometimes a transfer factor can contain information that is similar to a threat that has entered your body. Now, I'm going to explain that because that sounds confusing. But sometimes a transfer factor can contain information that is similar to a threat that has entered your body. So let's take a look at an example. Now we're going to go into a little bit of a history lesson about the immune system. Smallpox and cowpox of the 40s. This is a prime example of this. In the 1940s, people that milked cows could come in contact with cowpox. Now, cowpox is a second cousin to the more serious human smallpox. Individuals and families that experienced smallpox had members of that family that had been exposed to cowpox and escaped a serious case of smallpox. Okay, so what this is saying is that because they were exposed to cowpox over a period of time, members of that family were able to escape a serious case of smallpox because they had been exposed to cowpox. All right. So transfer factors have this advantage over antibodies because unlike antibodies, the information stored in transfer factors does not have to be an exact match in order to recognize a threat and bring other components of the immune system into the battle against this threat. Now, another thing that transfer factors are is they are modulators of the immune system. Okay, so transfer factors can boost your system in one area of your body while downregulating or suppressing your immune system in another area. So unlike when you take a vitamin C or echinacea or maitake mushrooms or shiitake mushrooms, any of these things that have been proven to be immune boosters, okay, those boosters, that's all they do is boost the system. They don't have the ability to do anything else. It's kind of, as we say here in the States, a one-trick pony. They do one job, they do it well, but that's all they do. Well, the transfer factor has the ability to both boost and to suppress. Now, Kay Bergen is a woman Mike Akins had managed one of his health clubs a few years back, and she's an example of this. Kay had rheumatoid arthritis, but also developed breast cancer. She needed to boost her immune system in her breasts, but needed to downregulate her immune system in her joints. Now, Kay, of course, got medical attention, but she also consumed transfer factors to help her immune system function at its best. Now, we do not market our products to treat or cure any disease, and the FDA has not reviewed these statements. I want to get that out there. But herbs would have simply boosted the entire system. They don't suppress. Immunosuppressors only suppress the system, and they suppress the entire system. But transfer factors, because they modulate the system, let's go back to that first point, because they modulate the system, they can boost your system in one area and also downregulate in another area. That's what Mrs. Bergen noticed by using the transfer factor along with the doctor's help and the doctor's regimen that she was on. She was able to not only boost the system, but suppress some of the things that could cause a bigger thing. Her immune system was able to function at its best. Now, transfer factors and nanofactors, they have a natural wisdom that allows them to distinguish the difference between immune boosting and immune suppressing and address the need. So whatever the body needs, the transfer factors and these nanofactors have the natural ability to distinguish what that is and to address it accordingly. Now, transfer factors are very diversified, and I'm not only going to state that, but I'm going to show you in this slide why transfer factors are so diversified. They must be diverse due to the number of potential threats to our health. Besides just pathogens like viruses, bacteria, parasites, amoeba, and fungi, there are mutating cells that can become cancer, Alzheimer's, and a host of other serious conditions. The immune system has many different components that coordinate attacks against these threats. But another challenge we face is that these components, which are meant to be helpful, can become a danger to our health due to stress, due to the consumption of alcohol, the use of cigarettes, eating habits, bad eating habits typically, chemicals and toxins in what we drink, eat, and breathe, and what we're exposed to every day. But transfer factors affect the widest range of these components of any natural product that we have ever researched. Now, not only that, but transfer factors can also address autoimmune conditions. There are more than 100 types of conditions that are caused by the immune system becoming overactive or directing components wrong. These types of conditions are referred to as autoimmune conditions. This is why it's key that you have smart molecules to intelligently modulate your immune system according to the needs of the immune system. Now, I want to go back just real quickly here. Okay, there are more than 100 types of conditions that are caused by the immune system becoming overactive or directing components wrong. What's an example of this? Well, one example is diabetes, and I believe it's type 1. There's a protein that is created by the pancreas. This protein is called the GAD protein, or the GAD protein. Okay, it's something you don't want in your system. It's a damaged protein. It's something that can cause more damage in the system. So what the immune system does is it directs the components of the immune system to attack the pancreas to stop production of this protein. But the problem is that by attacking the source of this negative protein, you're also attacking your source of insulin by attacking the pancreas. So what's happening is these components of the immune system are being directed wrongly, and they are attacking the body as opposed to helping the body. What should be going on in this particular form of diabetes is that the immune system should recognize and attack the protein itself and leave the pancreas to do what it's supposed to do. So this is what's meant by saying that your immune system becomes overactive. In other words, it becomes hyperactive. It begins to attack the very thing that's going to help you, because the components of the immune system misunderstand what's going on, and they're directed to attack something, and they're directed wrongly in doing so. So let's move on back down to where we were here. Now, that's why you need to have smart molecules that intelligently modulate your immune system according to the needs of the system. So it intelligently understands what's going on and directs the immune system in the correct way, as in that example I just gave about diabetes there. Now, this is why transfer factors are paramount in keeping your immune system in good shape. So that's more that we wanted to get into about transfer factor. But now let's get into the meat of how do you market transfer factor. And as we go through this, we're going to expose more information about transfer factor as well as testimonials. So how do you market transfer factor? Well, let's go through it. First off, when marketing transfer factors, you need to know your prospect's needs and goals in life. Some will have a nutritional need, and some are more focused on earning money. Okay? Now, what we're going to discuss, we'll discuss opportunity-based prospects as we continue through the training series. But today what we want to do is we want to focus on transfer factor and the 4Life products and how to market the products. So for prospects with health needs, first off, you want to share with them that you will check with your support team that does a great deal of research to see if transfer factors would help them. Okay, so that's where you get us involved. We're the support team that's going to help you because we do have a great deal of research. We have a lot of history with the company, a lot of history with the products, so we can help you in directing that person in the right way. So you can email Professional Networkers Research Department by emailing the manager of that department, Angelia, at professionalnetworkers.com. She'll relay your message to the research team, and they will respond to your email with the best product protocol. Now, we highly recommend making sure you utilize this part of our support system to assure you recommend exactly what a person needs. Eventually, you'll learn more and more and will be equipped with knowledge. This is a learning journey, so open your mind to learn more and more as you go. This mindset will assure you continue to become a better and better the longer you are for life and the more effective you will become. The reason we say this is some people say, well, transfer factor has no toxicity. Transfer factor can't do anything bad. It's going to do nothing but help your immune system. All of that is true, okay? But here's something we need to express to you is if someone has an autoimmune condition and that is their main problem, you know, they're healthy otherwise than a autoimmune condition, everything from fibromyalgia to Crohn's disease to lupus to diabetes to allergies to any of these things that are autoimmune conditions. If that is the main problem they're having and you give them transfer factor plus, which has insane amount of boosters in there, it does still have transfer factor in it, but it has boosters in there as well. That problem is going to take much longer to be addressed, and it's actually not going to be good for them in that respect because it's boosting the system. Well, that's, as we just described, in an autoimmune situation, you don't want to boost the system. You want to modulate. You want to you suppress the system. So what we want to do is make sure that you give people the best nutritional protocol to help their immune system function at its optimum. Okay, so we want to make sure that's why you utilize our opportunity or the opportunity to use our support systems and our research team. It is better to transfer credibility of a research team than to share yourself. You can also transfer credibility by quoting what doctors and medical professionals say about our products, studies that have been conducted, and results of studies and product testimonies. This is where we get into a little bit of information. Now, some of this may look familiar to you guys if you've been on our other presentations, where we've taken some of the sections specifically about transfer factor, and we want to show how these, again, in the marketing of transfer factors, how these pertain. First off, as you see here, this slide, thousands of clinical studies on the transfer factors since 1949. Now, we've discussed in our other presentation that this is the actual transfer factor molecule that has been studied since 1949. Obviously, our company started in 1998. So these are studies that actually inspired our company to continue research and create a protocol, create a process where we can isolate and extract these transfer factors. But there are thousands of clinical studies on transfer factors since they were discovered in 1949. Also, our products are in the physician's desk reference, so this is another edge of credibility as you're talking to a prospect about our products. This adds credibility because we're listed in the PDR, which is on the desks of over 500,000 medical professionals throughout the United States. Another mention of credibility here is the fact that our products have become the first dietary supplement approved for use in hospitals in Russia. Again, on our opportunity presentation every Friday, this is something we cover about how Russia, being a governmental health agency and taking transfer factors and putting them in their hospitals and clinics, making them available as one of the nutritional therapies for people, adds a lot of credibility, and it sets a precedence for other countries when looking at this opportunity and this product specifically. Now, here are some real people, some real results. These are photos of actual people who have used 4Life transfer factor products to transform their health. Now, Mike Akins, who, if you're on this call, you're familiar with him. This is Mike and his wife, Marcia, and Mike and these other clips here. At 71 years old, I feel just as young as ever. In my late 40s and early 50s, I started to feel my age, a little ache here and there, a little stiffness. It was more difficult to get in shape. I began consuming transfer factors around 20 years ago. I cannot believe how great I feel now. My wife, Marcia, is 47. She kept telling me I was getting younger. She could tell I had a lot more energy. Now, at 71, I feel as good as I did in my 30s. And that's Mike right there, talking about how the products, and you can see he doesn't look like a man of 71 years old by any stretch. Next, we have Naomi Jackson. Now, Naomi, 63 years old, she was taking 4Life transfer factor products, but she got to feeling so good, she didn't think she needed them. That was until I came in contact with some wicked germs. My health went downhill dramatically. Within 6 weeks, I went from 121 pounds to 91 pounds. I found out really quickly the reason I enjoyed such good health for a number of years because of the 4Life transfer factor products. Now, I'm enjoying great health again. I take Trifactors daily. When I need to boost my immune system, I take Transfer Factor Plus. I cannot do without my Renuvo, and I take Recall to keep my mind sharp. I take Transfer Factor Cardio, which targets my heart. After all, I once had open heart surgery. I take Sleep Right for a good night's sleep. I recommend to all of my loved ones to take Transfer Factor products because I love them so much. So here you see a before and after of Naomi. I mean, she was all the way down to 91 pounds and just not in good health at all, and had quite a scare. She thought that she may have seen her last days even, and the transfer factor, getting it back in her system, really helped boost that system and helped her system to do its best. Next, you have Chris Moore. You see his before and after using the transfer factor products, the Burn, the Pro-TF, and the Renuvo, and how much weight he had lost there. And here we see the study that shows that when using the transfer factor Pro-TF, there's a 62% 62% reduced hunger cravings, 203% fat burning from visible fat stores, and a 564% stimulates fat burning from organ organ fat, which is bad fat stores. So you're seeing right there the fat stores of bad fat. It increased the body's potential to burn that visceral fat, as they call it, which is the fat you cannot see, by 564%. And it increased, without the protein transfer factors, the protein alone helped to stimulate some of that by about 283, but the transfer factor just completely blew that out of the water. So that's another one. This is a nice-looking young man. This is me. This is my personal testimony about transfer factors. You can see I've been into fitness and strength training most of my life, but as I've gotten older, I've had to accept the fact that, well, I'm not 20 anymore, okay? I notice that soreness, aches, and pains from intense training seems to hang on longer than it used to, and my body just doesn't seem to bounce back as quickly. But I found a remedy thanks to 4Life and the revolutionary products. Now, I've used 4Life products and the transfer factor for years, but in the last few years, they've released a new line of products called the 4Life Transform series of products. These products are made for people like me, people into fitness and healthy living. I would call them lifestyle products because they're products for a healthy and active lifestyle. I saw a noticeable difference in my recovery time and less soreness. I'm able to lift harder, longer, and with more intensity without the impending fear of paying for it tomorrow. ProTF and Renuvo have changed the game for me, and it can do the same for you. ProTF and Renuvo have been tested by major universities right here in the U.S., and ProTF has been proven to burn organ fat and visible surface fat while reducing hunger. Also, Renuvo has been shown to speed up recovery from workouts and reduce inflammatory marker TNF-alpha, among many other impressive results from testing. So, do yourself a favor. If you'd like to live stronger and healthier, get yourself some 4Life Transform products. So, it's something I use every day along with my workout regimen. Now, after you've established the credibility and legitimacy of the products, you can share a little bit about transfer factors. And I find myself at the gym all the time. Matter of fact, this morning when I was at the gym, there's a gentleman that I had shared information on the products, and he started taking several of the products just as a customer because he likes the way he feels when he uses them. He definitely noticed the difference when he started taking them. So, I began to share more about our main transfer factor products. After him seeing me in the gym all the time and asking what I was doing, I was able to influence him as well. It's a smart molecule that goes into your body and observes what each person needs, then helps their bodies respond accordingly. These are things you can share about transfer factor. For example, if your body needs more antioxidants, it will stimulate cells in your body that help produce antioxidants. If your body is exposed to an allergen, it will help regulate your immune system to respond to the threat, but not over-respond. The runny nose, runny eyes, and itchiness are all symptoms of the body over-responding to the threat. 4Life transfer factors help educate your immune system to respond correctly. Now, Amber and her family have had such a tremendous experience with 4Life products that we've been asked to share our testimony. I'm 36 and my daughter Jade is 13. I have to admit that my daughter is certainly a chip off the old block. Since she was born, her health has been bad, just like mine. Someone could sneeze in the same room and we both get sick. We both have terrible allergies and inflammation. Mine gets to the point that my eyes swell up and my cheeks have rashes on them. Once we get physically down, we stay down for days, sometimes even weeks. The way I understand it, this is all about our immune systems, and ours were in shambles. A friend of mine recommended that we try 4Life transfer factor products, which targets the immune system. So a few years back, we started taking several different transfer factor products. Within a couple weeks, we both could tell the tremendous difference. We have continued feeling better and better. Now, I'm not saying that our health is perfect, but what I can say is how much better we feel. We have so much more energy, and if we get down, we're not down for very long. This is one product that I never want to be without. So here in the example, you can see that when Amber would get her allergies flaring up, you can see how puffy her eyes get. I mean, almost her eyelids even swell. And then you see 3 days later, and then you see, how different she looks within just a few days after using the product. Whereas before, it would be weeks that she'd be down and she would be in just a terrible disarray due to her allergies. Now, transfer factor even makes other nutrients more effective at a cellular level. Okay, when sharing this with others, you can talk about consuming 4-Life Transfer Factor and can help make sure the nutrients they consume through their diet are utilized at their maximum capability. Antioxidant effects of transfer factors on vitamin C. So a normal vitamin C, when you take it, you see here the control group just taking normal vitamin C, they saw an increase in the immune system of about 12.4%. That same test group taking the vitamin C and taking it with transfer factors saw that jump to 80% change. Okay, that is massive. That's incredible difference there. You know, transfer factor was tested and shown to have synergistic effects on other nutritional products, other even pharmaceutical products that are taken. It actually helps the body to utilize those products better. So, if you take, as you see here, normal vitamin C, you're going to see 12.4%. You take vitamin C with transfer factor, and between the two of them, now you see an 80% increase, which is just incredible. So remember, transfer factor is not a vitamin, it's not a mineral, it's not an herb. It's an entirely new category of health support. There is no other product in a nutritional substance that has this kind of power and ability to affect our immune system. That was stated by Dr. Darrell C. Now, Dr. C received his degree from the University of California, Irvine. He was an academic appointments include Assistant Associate Clinical Professor of Medicine, Investigator, California Collaborative Treatment Group. He was also an infectious disease consultant, liver transplantation service. He has received contracts, grants, and research awards from Pfizer Pharmaceuticals, Upjohn Pharmaceuticals, Roche Molecular Systems, Harvard Biotechnology, National Institutes of Health, Department of Defense, and more. Now, 4-Life Transfer Factor is the future of the nutritional industry. It goes far beyond anything else on the market. A vitamin can only do so much, but transfer factor can do a wide variety of things to help support our optimal health. An herb has its limits, and we're still discovering new things about transfer factor. We still have only scraped the surface of what transfer factor can do. In 20 years, our products have gone from Transfer Factor Classic and then later on Transfer Factor Plus to now an entire category of products that use a transfer factor molecule and product proprietary blend. Okay, so we've gone from 1 to 2 products to roughly, I think, 25 or 30 different products that are using transfer factor. We have an entire targeted transfer factor group of products where we've learned how to actually make the transfer factor specific to certain systems in the body. So, you know, it's just amazing. Our company was not content to simply allow the one product to be our only product. They wanted to find out more about what it can do. And as we began doing research and more studies on the product, we realized that transfer factor, being that it's a molecule, has so many different things it can do. It is not just one thing that it does, one thing only. It actually affects many different things because the molecule, with the, in and of itself, has the ability to do several things because it is a molecule. It's not a vitamin, nutrient, mineral, herb, none of that. It actually is a molecule, so it's multifaceted in how it affects the immune system. So Paul Zane Pilzer, now again, we're talking about marketing transfer factors now. I know we still keep going back to information on transfer factors, but this is all to support the marketing aspect of it as you're prospecting new customers, as you're prospecting people to try the product. These are all things that add credibility, to the product. Sorry, my mouth is getting a little bit dry. That's why I'm stuttering a bit here. Okay, so next. Paul Zane Pilzer says that the wellness business is the next trillion-dollar industry. Okay? You have the most advanced nutritional support in the world. As you've seen in this presentation, this is needed and anyone can benefit from this. Even a healthy person can be healthier. We have an opportunity to bring a health revolution to India and the world, and you are a vital part of this revolution. Let's take Mike as an example. He has over 500,000 people in over 90 countries in his marketing family consuming transfer factors. We have witnessed and been told about thousands and thousands of testimonies of lives being impacted by the power of transfer factor. This situation creates endless possibilities for us to impact a great amount of people through geometric growth. One person can multiply into millions. You have the opportunity to impact so many lives with this opportunity and with these tremendous products. So let's have a revolution. Let's start something in India. Let's start something worldwide by sharing this opportunity and sharing these products with people and creating within that millions of people as it geometrically grows, because 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8. It just continues to grow. And so you have an opportunity to be a part of this nutritional revolution, be a part of this business revolution by being a part of 4Life. And so what we've shared here today, again, there's a lot of very deep information, a lot of information on transfer factors, the way they work, about the way the body works, about autoimmune conditions, about antigens and pathogens, and all of these different components of the immune system. A lot of information about that stuff. But that's the type of information you need to understand to help you to be more effective in marketing transfer factors. Because when you can understand the true potential of what it is you're marketing, when you can understand that it has the ability to affect our systems like no other product out there, then you can understand then exactly what a unique opportunity this is. And that you have the opportunity as one of our distributors and associates out there, you have the opportunity to be able to affect lives and change lives with this. So that being said, let's go ahead and looks like I may have, let's see what we've got here. All right, so we're going to take